Hey guys, turkey season is in full swing right now, and if you are planning on getting after it, make sure to pick up some Meat Eater Phelps turkey calls to stuff into the old turkey vest or into your fanny pack right now. I carry a few different things. I like to use mouth calls, and I like to use pot calls. Mouth calls or diaphragms, I like them because it gives you hand-free calling, meaning when you're working a bird up close, you can have your gun on your knee, finger on the trigger, ready to roll, and still be making turkey sounds. I like pot calls because I just like pot calls. I enjoy calling with a pot call. Whatever direction you go, including a box call, which I don't personally use too much, but they're fun and great, and I started out with them. Yanni, on the other hand, one of my main turkey hunting buddies, he loves box calls. And what's funny is I'll now and then look to him and give him the look that means get out your box call and find us a turkey. So it's not that I don't like him. I just have Yanni use his. Then I don't have to carry it. Go to Phelps Game Calls. Get calls that are made in the USA and get calls that'll get them close. Find yours at phelpsgamecalls.com today.
Hey, I'm Tyler.
And I'm KC.
And I'm Jack.
And you're listening to
The Element Podcast.
You're wondering who's that guy. He's sitting in the back seat, talking in the back of KC's head.
In his spot.
We are here today, actually on some Texas Public, and we have our
We out here.
We out here. We have our new buddy, and I guess you'd say Element team member, right? I don't know how to not say that. I don't know how to say that cool. You know what I mean? But we've got Jack Summers. Jack, say hello, man.
What's up, guys? How are y'all?
Well, also,
Is he talking to us or the
listeners,
fans? Yeah, I'm not sure.
we'll give them a chance to answer.
Yeah. Both,
Oh,
he
good.
said.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Yeah,
So anyway, Jack, I guess KC would probably be better at doing this, so I'll let you do it.
Jack, be nimble when you're crossing the fence.
Yep.
Jack, be quick. Jack had a hard time with the fence today, but it was a legal fence crossing.
Yes, it was.
We went across.
It wasn't a corner cross.
Yeah. Jack Summers, the newly non-teenager friend.
Yep.
Jack, happy belated birthday, man.
It's been a while.
That's
but
right.
it's okay.
No, we've
2
said it a
months.
few times. Yeah, Jack's well in his 20s now. So, Jack, tell us who you are, what you're doing, man.
So this is where I get a little confused.
It's a vague question. Here.
Yeah.
Okay, so Jack, you come from Dallas. Are you born and raised?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So, born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Played a little baseball.
Baseball, football, basketball.
All of it.
Yep.
What about them knees, bro?
Not good.
Not good.
Do you have measles?
I do.
Okay,
Played
good.
a lot of catcher.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
Played catcher, played basketball, cracked the kneecaps a few times.
Patella tendon.
Let's see. We're going to lift you up a little bit on this podcast, but we don't want you to get too big-headed. So let's talk about the MCL tear real quick. What happened?
No, I tore my patella tendon.
But you tore an MCL.
Oh, no, I tore my meniscus.
Oh.
I was wrestling my cousin.
Yeah. Did you win?
I did not.
Dadgummit. Dadgummit.
It's probably 15 seconds into the match, and he hip tossed me, and my leg caught the ground a little too early.
Sounds like a Tyson fight, man.
That sounds tough, man.
15 seconds into it, you know.
Sounds painful.
I mentioned this on a podcast recently with the Tyson thing and the Shark Week, you know, it's been going on. And these guys on the Shark Week deal, the biologists, you know, they kept saying, it's the 12th round. It's the 12th round. He's really getting, you know, he's going to have to make it happen. I know he's getting tired down there, you know, under the water. And I'm like, dude, Tyson's never been to a 12th round. You're like, hey, you don't know what that is like, you know? He's like, in like 35 fights, like his first 35 fights or something, it was like 3 minutes was the average.
Man.
3 rounds or something.
This is why I don't like Shark Week very
Ridiculous.
much. I don't like the play it up Hollywood stuff about Shark Week.
Yeah,
it gets
but
kind of boring.
They just kind of look through it and see all the cool footage, man.
It's tough for me to do.
I
I'm
don't
a
know.
cynic, though, man.
You are.
I am bad.
What
Watch
about
out, bro.
Tyson's fight coming up?
Dude, I'm stoked.
I'm stoked too. It looks like it's gonna be awesome.
it's
Yeah,
pretty cool.
He's
yeah.
big.
He
And then
is
Nate
big.
Robinson's fighting too.
Really?
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
fighting.
know.
He's in a prelim. He's fighting the YouTuber Jake Paul.
Oh, really? It's not going to go good for him.
Good
Is
deal.
that how, like, heavyweight boxing is going to come back? Is all these just old guys that we all know are going to, like, just get in shape?
Yes, I guess. I don't know. I think it's a great idea.
I think Nate Robinson should fight David Robinson. How would that go?
I don't know. David is a freak specimen.
He is, dude. He's big.
He is
like,
big.
What, 6'10"?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
And Nate Robinson's what, 5'9"?
Yeah. He would never touch him, dude.
No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. So we've been out here. Searching around some Texas pub, which is one of our least favorite things to do this time of year. But in all honesty, we had a pretty good day, man.
We did.
What do you got there in your hand?
I think you should tell us. You're the guy.
Okay. This we found a shed. And it's not a bad shed.
No, it's good.
Jack's over here laughing at us about it, but like we think this is a pretty good deer, like it's not legal, but we look at it as potential for this year as being something that we could shoot. And we found it. How close were we to the camera we hung?
80 yards?
Yeah.
If
That's what I
that.
was thinking. Yeah.
And
So just right out in the wide open, like we were walked right into it. So
That was a cool thing.
Pretty
Because it's
exciting.
kind of like on the entryway, like the trail most guys would take to get in there.
we had to walk over it on the way out, right?
Oh,
Or
like
did we cut in a little early?
we
Yeah,
cut
I
in
think we
before
cut
that.
in.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what I'm saying is like that shows you that no one's been in there.
yeah.
Because this would have been found.
Yeah.
Tyler, I'm proud of you finding the shed. It wasn't a
Thanks.
hard find,
No,
but
it wasn't.
it's good.
I'm usually behind you, so I don't find many sheds.
right.
But now we've got Jack, so I didn't have to walk behind you the whole time.
That's right. Poor you.
So that was so
That's
sad.
why earlier Jack expressed sentiments that he didn't like Taco Bell very much. I think he just knows that
Yeah,
he's going to
he
be
knows.
behind us a lot.
Yep.
So
He's trying to
it's not a
get
good
us-
place to be.
It's passive aggressive for sure.
Passive aggressively turning down the Taco Bell.
Okay, so let's talk about this. We say now we've got Jack. What does that mean, K.C.? Because we haven't really talked about that.
That means that the dynamic of the element has changed a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things you and I have kind of struggled with for a long time is storytelling, because we always want to hunt. And so, especially me, I'm scheming all the time. I try to keep camera stuff in mind. You do a better job of it than I do, of like trying to tell a story via camera. But always we have a hard time getting both of us on film and showing that dynamic of like our friendship, camaraderie, like the scheming of the hunt and all that. Like, just to be candid, I don't know, 25% of any of the scheming you see us do on film is usually kind of a redo of what we just did off camera.
Yeah,
We're like,
we do
we
something
should
like-
film this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are great actors, if you can't tell, but still, there's no replacing the real thing, right? So with Jack around, we're going to be Tyler likes to laugh every time the word Jack is in front of anything. So it's going to be a fun season, guys, because we'll probably say Jack a whole
Let me
lot.
just tell you this: if Brendan Rhodes ever comes back around,
Oh man, he's going
there's
to
gonna
say
be
his
so many
name
Jacks
all
put
the
out
time.
there. It's gonna be
Jack.
unreal.
We need to get him a Duck Dynasty T-shirt. This is Jack, with,
Yep.
just
Just
make
put
him
his
wear that
face
all
on
the
it.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of what Jack. What does it mean now that we have Jack? What do you think it means?
Who, me?
Yeah, you're Jack.
What does what mean? I'm confused
Having
on
him
the question.
around, man.
Oh,
What are you gonna? What are you gonna do this year?
I'm going to film.
Gonna
that's
film.
right. Finally,
I like it.
finally, he gets the point.
Yeah,
Cameraman.
that's right. You're the cameraman.
Yep. Jack's gonna make sure everything's on camera. So we're gonna have more videos, probably. I think the result's gonna be more videos, and there's gonna be more natural. I think what like a lot of people. So put it in perspective with the Map Scout Challenge a little bit. Like a lot of people have reached out to us, and they're like, "Man, this is such good information." And I'm like over here, like, "Man, I hope people are finding something in this because I feel like we're just clowns, But people truly think there's some good information in these Map Scout challenges. Well, we do. Every time we're hunting, it's a Map Scout challenge. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we're sitting here, you and I, looking at our phones and looking at OnX, and we're like, how can we kill something this afternoon? You know what I mean? And so being able to have like that part of the scheming and everything on video, maybe that'll help with a little more insight and help people kind of just glean information tips and stuff from us, or at least the experience that we have doing this and what we're seeing, and hopefully it'll help people, I would think.
Yeah,
you know,
you didn't say expertise, and it's probably a wise choice of words there. Experience, I think we're experienced. Expertise isn't really going to ever be something that we do, but like we try to do as much stuff as we can. That way we can learn. You know, the more stuff you do, the more you can learn.
Yeah,
you know? So maybe by the time I'm 60, I've done enough stuff to know something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, man, is also like you talk about this a lot, but like people will go, man, I'd love to hunt Texas. It's like, well, what you're talking about is the brush country, and that's 9 hours from here. You know what I mean? And so in states, there are like micro regions in these areas that are different. And so my point being that even the experiences that we have, I can't definitively talk to your experience in West Texas or Oklahoma or, you know, Michigan or Wisconsin or whatever it might be. So, like, we can all kind of learn about what deer do generally. But like, I don't want to sound like I'm an expert because I've just hunted my spots for several years or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, dude hunting marshes in Wisconsin doesn't necessarily know how deer in East Texas act. You know what I mean?
For instance, our very good friend, so it's okay to talk about this, Sam Hogan, been on the show a few times,
the
right?
worst guy in the world.
Got married, stopped hunting.
But man.
No, you better. That's a challenge more than anything. Make sure he does. But the other day, on the Element Facebook page, I think it's top fans page, wasn't it?
He is a very good fan of ours. Yeah,
can you request to be in that? Is that how it works?
I think you could.
If you want to be in that,
you'd have to be very heavily involved in what we do, though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you think you're a top fan of the Element, go request to be in that page. But anyways, a guy, I think it was James, was asking about some sign that he found, and Sam was like, "Oh yeah, for sure, that's a big buck." Well, it was hog. It was hog, dookie, and hog tracks. But where Sam lives in Michigan, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
So you find that.
And he admitted the mistake once you said that, you know.
And I approached it very
gingerly.
Yeah. You know, like, hey, I'm going to disagree with Sam here. But it's because he's from Michigan. They don't have the hogs there.
Yeah.
You find that, and that's what it is. And that just goes to show, not that Sam is dumb by any means. He's very smart. He's killed a crap ton of public land deer, you know. But it's just not something he's experienced with or whatever.
In fact, Sam sent us some footage of him killing getting some shots and he killed a doe on public in Michigan last year, I think. So we might be able to throw some of that up and let y'all check that out.
Is he going to be on the tube?
He might be, dude.
Dang.
Sam is a great dude. I love that guy, man. And what's funny is we've never even met him.
We haven't. We were going to last year, and he couldn't make it to the hog hunt. So,
COVID.
Is that what it was?
I think at this point, you know, I don't
everything's
know about
COVID.
Back then, it was like, you know, a cold or whatever.
Yeah.
But
that's what kept Jack away from us for like a month. Was COVID.
Yeah, we would be doing this. We would have done this already probably. But times are weird, man. So
yeah, well, it's getting back to normal. Hunting season, we're going to forget about it all. Well, November 9th.
We are going to forget about it.
Yeah,
for sure.
real. November 9th is going to change a lot of stuff too. But this ain't a politics podcast. So.
No, definitely not.
I get enough of that anyways. Tyler been watching a lot of Fox News.
Yeah, it's my favorite channel in the world. Yeah, I love that. CNN.
Oh man, but Jack. We do a lot of the Texas public land, whitetail, and hog stuff. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to you. This isn't like the...
if you end it with Jack, I think it works better than starting with Jack.
Is that how it works?
Mm-hmm. Plus, it sounds more like, you know, a Duck Dynasty.
I need to stop saying it the way I do, don't I? Jack! How do you say it to where it's like you're talking to a guy? You know, hey, Jack.
Yeah, hey, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
But not, hey, Jack.
Hi, Jack.
It's got to be, hijacked would be
Jack
good.
stands.
Mm-hmm.
Jack stands over there.
A lot of people call me by my last name.
There you
Summers?
go.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do Summers? That
Did we
cool.
even say his last name?
Yeah,
we did.
beginning.
Okay, good.
Jack Summers.
Jack Summers. What do y'all think about that name? That is a cool name.
I
man.
know, dude.
That's like movie star
He's
status.
about to take over the brand.
He is, man. We're going to have to watch this guy.
So, like, you've done all kinds of hunting and stuff, but you've kind of expressed that waterfowl is kind of one of your big things, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And that's kind of where you've kind of cut your teeth on the public land stuff.
I've done some hunting here in East Texas. Actually, that's all the public hunting I've done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you going to, can you give us some Onyx coordinates and stuff? Will you be willing to send that to all of the listeners that want to hunt your teal holes and stuff?
I cannot. I mean, you probably won't kill any ducks anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be a good caller, right? to kill ducks.
There's just got to be ducks there. But
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of how we feel. Is like we could probably just give y'all our deer hunting spots in East Texas because it's not like y'all are gonna see deer any more than we do. Probably. I mean, some people might, but like I just think there's not a whole lot of deer in some of these spots.
Man, it seems that way sometimes.
Yep.
Like we walked around today for what, 8 hours?
Has it been that much?
it was not 8.
Oh, now Jack's got an opinion. Oh, I mean, what? We went to eat lunch at 1. Okay, it'd been 8 hours if our cameraman hadn't gone to the wrong city. But
Yeah, man.
that was a different deal.
If he just wouldn't have gone to Fort Worth.
I know, golly. But nevertheless, however long, how many deer did y'all see today on public land?
I don't think I saw one, did I?
0.
0. We found
How many deer tracks did you identify correctly?
None.
I know it's dry, but
Yeah.
there should be some stuff from when it
we
rained.
did find hair.
How many beds do we find?
We
did
found a lot of
some
beds.
We found some beds.
Yeah. Which
I can't determine that they were buck beds, though. I'm not
just
sure about
deers.
that. Just deers.
Beards.
Yeah.
But
legal animals. Maybe.
yeah, depending on time of year and everything.
Duels.
Dual cephus.
I'll shoot a doe.
Yeah. So anyway, it's been a good day. Right now we're sitting in the shade and it's 99.
I can feel the heat radiating through
dude,
the windshield.
It's like coming through this plastic
I
handle
know,
right
isn't
here,
that
man. But anyway, Jack, yeah, you've done like the duck hunting a lot. You did do a hunt not too long ago, I guess. That was pretty interesting for a particular type of sheep, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Fort Davis.
Yep.
Went all dad hunting.
Yeah.
That's cool. How'd you get in on that deal?
One of my buddies who I actually just met probably 2 or 3 years ago. He's been talking about it since I met him, and finally, they actually left me in Dallas. And
By accident?
well, so it was him and my other buddy going, and they left, and they forgot about me to invite me. They got
Your use of the term buddy is very loose, isn't it? He also had a buddy steal his sunglasses.
Costas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it stolen. I left them there.
Oh,
but
okay.
Well, they left without me, and they got 2 hours away. And turns out my buddy's ranch was 2 hours away in Ranger.
Yeah. Ranger.
And they called me, and they're like, "Oh, we forgot you."
Oh, good.
It's like, what do you mean? And they're, where are we going? Houston's his name. He's like, we're going to my ranch. I was like, oh, okay. Where do I go? He's like, well, you can drive 8 hours, and no way my car can make it 8 hours.
or you can silver.
Or you can drive 2 hours to Ranger, and we'll pick you up there. And I was like, all right.
Dang, man, they just hung you out to dry, didn't
For
they?
real.
Man.
It was a close call.
But it was worth the trip.
Turned out great.
Yeah. Y'all got to shoot a couple of barber sheep?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I shot one 23-inch.
Banana head.
From like 400 yards, which was pretty cool.
That's cool. What caliber?
308.
That was your buddy's gun?
Huh.
Yeah.
On the run too, which is pretty cool.
Man, that is, man.
My buddy and I were switching off. Houston didn't care to shoot. He was kind of our guide on the trip. Mm-hmm. He's got a real keen eye for all that stuff. But then me and my buddy doubled up on 32-inch aoudad. Which is,
those are tanks.
Big.
Dude, anything over 28 is a big one.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Houston said it was probably the 2 most symmetrical, biggest aoudad killed on his property.
Wow.
Loads, dude. I mean, and the chaps out there are nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are some good-looking doodads. Like,
And the funny thing is, we didn't stalk the 2 big ones.
yeah?
We were driving to a different spot, and we were just hanging out, listening to music, and all of a sudden, one aoudad runs right across the road. It was weird because he was way down low on the road, and it was my buddy's turn to shoot. He was in a shotgun, and he hopped out of the car and shot it. And I thought I didn't hear anything. It was so much adrenaline going that I saw an aoudad run to the left, and I was like, shoot him again. Or Houston was saying that too, and he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, your aoudad's right there. And he's like, I'm looking at mine right there on the ground. I was like, oh, well, hand me the gun.
Give me the gun.
Yeah, and then shot that one, and then he went into a brush pile and shot him again. But
Yeah.
it's pretty crazy.
Man, that's cool.
That is cool, dude.
And then I shot javelina. Which
Yeah, that's right. That's
Houston
right.
wasn't too happy about. He
No?
didn't like killing them.
Really?
His
They
rule
don't,
is
they don't
if,
see a bunch of them?
if you've never shot a gun, you can shoot one, or if you're under 12.
And he's managing for javelinas.
No, he's got a soft spot for him.
Oh.
Man,
that's
he's the only guy I've
interesting.
ever known that does. I tell you what, I worked out there near that country, kind of south of Alpine for a while, and we were trapping elk, and we were staying out, like just camping on the ground, no tent or nothing, open air, because it's just great weather out there, you know. It's just different than here. And that was like April. And those javelinas like came through camp, and they sound so mean.
Oh, yeah.
And they
Yeah.
just like want to eat you or something. You know?
It's like a dog and a hog mixed.
Yes, and a rat a little bit too. They call them skunk pigs. You know, they got that gland. Well, my first experience with javelinas, I'd shot an oddad the day before. It was like a ewe, you know, and a big animal. And the gut pile was like 100 yards from camp. We got up the next morning. Those javelinas are out there eating those guts. They're nasty. Nasty.
Let me ask you
critters.
this. Your buddy doesn't like people shooting javelinas. Was he not with you when you shot it?
Well, okay, so we finished hunting. We hunted for like 8 hours, 9 hours.
True 8 hours, or is this a KC 8 hours?
Depends on if you count that Jack was.
Late.
I think he says he gets left. That also might be a loose
This
term.
was in like the third day.
Okay.
Or second day. We hunted. We got up pretty early. We hunted for like 8 hours. And then we got back to the house and finally convinced Houston, because he started talking about how he's got a big kill list in Texas and like he's shot all these animals, yada, yada, yada. I was like, well, you know what, Houston, I'm trying to expand my kill list too. Maybe like let me shoot a javelina. That's one I can just knock off real quick. It's like, all right, I'll give you 10 minutes.
And you went out and did it?
No.
Oh.
So he drove me.
It's 11
minutes.
He drove me up this road, going real slow, because we saw some run right as I tried to make the deal with him. Didn't find it. It was getting dark, and he starts heading back. He was like, all right, we're done. Your 10 minutes is up. And I was like, oh, okay. And I got out of the car. I started walking. I walked back to the house. I went a different way. It took me a little bit. But I get back, and my buddy's like, you should have went back with Houston, because right as Houston pulled up, a bunch ran right in front of the house. It's like, oh, that sucks. And then, so we can't get service in the house, so we go up to a hill and get service. And my buddy was like, you want to go get service? I was like, yeah, sure. Hopped in the car. He has this 223, 110 seconds, big group, went right across the road. And I shot one. I could have shot in like 4, and I didn't want to make Houston mad. And I took a picture of it, and he's like, what'd y'all shoot? And we were like, oh, raccoon. And then,
Oh, dang.
but then I finally showed him.
Yeah. What's so the Houston buddy, he's like only a friend of like 2 or 3 years, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's from Midland.
Yeah.
So he used to go out to his ranch all the time because it's pretty close.
Gotcha.
But he moved to Dallas when I was a junior in high school.
Yeah. Which is like last year, pretty much.
3 years ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah. It's cool.
Yeah.
Man, javelinas, huh? Did you eat it?
Did not.
No, just couldn't find it within you, the will. No, I understand.
I think that's one of those things you got to put in the Instapot for like 8 hours, and
it comes out making your
for the
Instapot
bag.
it
so
looks
bad.
like deviled ham when you take it out. You know, just spreadable meat. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
isn't it weird that like all the West Texas stuff doesn't taste as good?
Yeah.
You know,
Because there ain't nothing green out there to
I know,
eat.
dude. They're just eating dirt.
Yeah.
And it's like, golly.
Man, that's
Birds taste
sounds
great
like
out
there's
there.
That's true.
a bunch of game out there, man.
We used to kill
Did y'all
a bunch
see
of
a bunch?
quail.
You'll
That
see.
was-
I mean, did y'all see like
Or wait, in 4 days.
where you're at there, like in that particular area? Was there just like stuff running
Aoudad.
everywhere?
Aoudad. We saw a few whitetail,
Yeah.
mule deer, and we saw a bunch of elk, but no bulls.
Yeah.
Did y'all?
Them cow elk taste pretty good too, though.
Ooh, let me tell you. Y'all kill quail out there?
No, sorry. I'm in Coleman. We did.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you see any blue quail out there?
No, but he says there's a bunch. But
Yeah.
they go that mountain I was telling you about.
Uh-huh.
There's like a big field right across the road. And
Yeah.
they go apparently tear it up out there.
Gotcha. See, when I worked out there, we shot birds to eat while we were up on top of the mountain. Birds and aoudad. The birds are definitely better. But the blue quail just didn't taste like, bob whites are good.
Yeah, that's
But-
what we used to kill in Coleman all the time.
Yeah, they're
we
good.
fried them up, and they're it's the best thing you ever put in your mouth.
Dude, I know people like to do the sporting thing. Brian Koch's gonna be real mad. But if you can find a covey of bob whites on the ground and shoot like 7 or 8
dude.
at once, pot
skillet shooting, baby.
Oh my gosh,
That's what I do, man.
Pot shot is the way
Guarantee
to
you.
go.
I'm the same way. If I see them all huddle up around a brush pile at the base of a mesquite tree at 20 yards, I'm not trying to let them jump up.
No, sir. Yeah,
Yeah.
that just don't make no sense.
No, you got to eat, man.
But the blue quail are not that good.
I've never had a blue.
I've
quail.
heard that.
They're tougher. So we shot blue quail and mourning dove while we were out there, and the mourning doves are better.
I love dove.
Yeah,
Some people
dove is
don't.
so good.
I think doves are one of my favorite. Which I mean, it is one of those things you eat like once a year. So maybe there's a little bit of that in there, but it's one of my favorite things to eat, man.
I think everybody does the jalapeno thing for good reason because it's tasty. But we used to make dove dumplings when I was a kid, and that's pretty good too. Might need to do some of that.
I had a kind of a stew one time that we did one time with some people that we hadn't hunted with before. They did it, and it was pretty good. But dude, my dad does them bacon wrap with the jalapeno, and he puts some barbecue sauce on them. Man,
That sounds good.
It
Put
is.
cream cheese in there too.
Yes, dude, the cream cheese. It's an extra step that's kind of difficult, but when you do
So
it,
good.
it's so good, man. That's about as fine as it gets, man. And it's the first like wild game of the year, kind of the
Yeah.
season. So
Yeah.
you're like, man, this is the best thing ever.
No, dude. Remember
Licking that
in
barbecue sauce.
2017, we went to Colorado with Matt and Brennan, and that was a good podcast. What episode was that? Do you remember?
36.
That's what I thought. 36, and that was a good show, and we had a good camp that year. Brennan shot that bull on like day 3, was it? Something like that. It's pretty early in the hunt.
Yes, I think that's right.
And we had a evening meal of bacon wrapped dove, and then for an appetizer, and then elk backstrap skillets.
Just buttered in the skillet.
Oh my gosh! Have we ever had a better meal than
I
that?
don't know. I have this clip of you in my mind that's hilarious. You're eating that backstrap and you go, backstrap, baby. And your like mouth is just glistening with like butter and elk fat,
It's
like,
so
oh.
good. Well, hopefully we can replicate that this year to an extent.
Yeah.
Jack's going to pretty much be going and doing about near everything we do with us this year, minus just a couple hunts or whatever that, just can't make work. But y'all are going to go to Nebraska.
I'm heavily considering it. At this point, it's like a 95% sure.
That's pretty good.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
really
it's just really like I'm going unless something weird gets in the way, pretty
Yeah.
much, So
Jack, you ever been to Nebraska?
I've not.
Cool. Me neither. I'm about to make that trip one of these days.
last year
but-
was my first time to be in
Yeah.
Nebraska ever.
So y'all going to go do that. You're going to come back, film a wedding, and then
Yeah.
we're all
Thanks for reminding me. Goodness.
I got to bring you back down to earth, man.
I just really don't want to do those anymore. Guys, can y'all buy some T-shirts or something? I need to stop doing weddings. Speaking of, Jack, here's your T-shirt.
Happy season, Jack.
Yeah, what do you think about that shirt?
I love it.
Man,
The black season shirt.
It's a good looking shirt.
Jack likes it.
The font
That's right.
The
is
font.
perfect.
That's what they call me in the hood. The font. That's my name. No, those black shirts aren't my personal favorite. I like the tree T-shirts.
Which
The
color?
olive. I like olive
If you
shirts.
wore olive every day of your life, you'd be fine.
I
think.
would, dude. I love the color olive. It looks good because you can hunt in it. You can go out on the town in it. You can wear it to church. Like it's everything, man. But they're slick T-shirts either way. Y'all go
Black
buy a
makes
bunch
you
of
look
them.
slender, though.
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying.
This maroon makes me look pretty good. I don't know what you're saying.
That
But
Aggie red.
excuse me, sir. I don't know. Let me count. G1, G2, G3 in the throat. Anyways, Tyler's going to do that wedding, and then we're all headed to Colorado for an extended period of time to go elk hunting. Jack, you ever been elk hunting?
I've not.
Woo! It's going to be fun, dude. Dadgummit. A little bit less backcountry than last year, but backcountry nonetheless, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to do some hiking and camping and hike in and live off our backs, which is pretty exciting. I think that, not that I won't ever truck camp, because it's pretty nice to have all your amenities right there and be able to drive the town you need to. But after last year, I really enjoyed like having camp in the backcountry. And true, like where we camped last year was just picturesque.
Oh yeah.
Not that you had great views, but just under big old pine trees right next to a creek. And, we had
roundworms swimming around.
Yeah, roundworms swimming in the water. And coos deer in camp, you know, like we talked to some locals down there, and they swear that the coos deer come into camp because they're scared of the wolves and the mountain lions.
Dude,
so they come.
That's a big story for sure. I don't know if it's real or not.
It's a good story.
It is a good story. Yeah.
I like good stories.
Me too. We're not sure we didn't hear wolves one day. You remember that?
Yeah, I know, man.
It was a weird deal. We also, one night at that camp, we're sitting there this is pitch black, desert Southwest, Gila wilderness, and all of a sudden something screams its head off like 100 yards away. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Talk about hair raising, man. It was like it sounded like a jackrabbit or something getting eaten like 100 yards away. I mean, it was close. And we looked at each other, and I was like, I'm not really scared, but that makes me feel real weird right now. Something's over there eating right there,
Yeah.
Was it just y'all two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wish you'd have been there for that trip, man. Golly. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet trip. But this year, be a little bit different, but still going to do some of that. Going to be OTC. And we're just after any elk, pretty much. Any legal elk. Any legal elk. We're going to try to get Tyler's first bull. That's going to kind of be the goal, but we're going to make sure we kill something. So
man.
That's September, and then early October, actually leaving the end of September and being there for October 1.
SD.
South Dakota. Ever been to South Dakota, Jack?
I have not.
Dang, dude, you used to go all these places. You've been to Colorado.
I have. Multiple times.
Yeah.
Catching slobs.
Yeah, for real, dude. Jack showed us up this summer up in the frying pan area or whatever, caught a bunch of fish. But we're going to head to South Dakota. We're going to shoot all kinds of forkies.
Forkies, galorkies.
Galorkies. I love it, man. Dude, that's going to actually be a pretty epic trip because it's a place none of us have been to. Very far from home. Very different from what we're used to hunting. Multitude of species.
Yeah.
Any deer tag.
Any deer.
And, like, there's a good chance we go up there and shoot some 100s. But there's an off chance that there's, like, some really big stuff running around up there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and we're going to be looking at, like, we have antler regs where we live.
Yeah.
But we can shoot pretty much anything up there, right?
We're slobbering over a fork antlered deer.
We are pretty much like, I don't know. I think that's going to be an awesome trip because we're not like holding ourselves to any super standards or anything.
Not coming out empty-handed.
That's kind of what we're wanting to do is, come back with a bunch of meat. So
yeah, we hopefully. Oh yeah, hopefully we can. Well, maybe we'll just have freezers full of elk meat and then we'll just give Jack all our deer meat.
I'm gonna have to at least get an invite to the elk cookout.
No, you'll get some.
Yeah. Oh, we need to probably cover that a little bit, but usually we just split the elk, between whoever's there or whatever. Yeah. Except I never really.
There's only 2 backstraps, though. Isn't that weird?
I think it's weird how it works. But I never really received any of the meat that we helped Brendan pack out that night.
Me neither.
In the middle of the night.
I bet Matt got some.
I bet he did. Mr. My knees hurt so conveniently. Oh, man. Brendan just leaving elk meat on the ground for the bears to eat.
I have some deer meat that you need to eat.
Bring it.
I need you to eat. You've been cooking some pork.
I have.
Pork
Lots
spaghetti.
of pork.
Wild hog spaghetti from the hog videos. If y'all haven't seen those videos, they are like, it's like watching Nintendo.
Let me tell you something. I used to say Axis spaghetti was the best. It's real good. Wild hog spaghetti is...
Man, it was good.
It's good.
It was real good. Yeah, I was surprised, man.
I think it's because there's enough fat in that meat. Now, it's not fatty, but there's enough grease in hog meat to really give it a good browning. Mm-hmm. So, like, it gets kind of like a crispy kind of tendency to the outside of the ground meat. Oh, it's good, man.
Why spaghetti?
Because it's easy. Yeah. Yeah, well,
I just had it the other day and I was thinking about it, but it was good. Is what my point is. The pork was good.
I made it for Sunday lunch for my whole family, and not everybody is like too keen on the wild meat sometimes, especially like older people. But whenever you put it in something that's very normal or like something that's kind of one of the staples.
Yeah, and you're not like cutting it and blood's coming out and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Like honestly, a pork tenderloin grilled on the grill wrapped in bacon is pretty hard to beat.
Yeah.
But not everybody wants to eat that. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Everybody likes spaghetti.
Yeah.
So it's a good way to eat it. But
Except for my wife.
Kaylee, listen.
She didn't really like marinara that much.
Really?
Yep.
I love it.
Me too.
I love it.
Dude, anything with tomatoes in it. Hard to beat.
We still got a tomato. We need to split 3 ways.
That's right.
I don't like tomatoes.
You don't like tomatoes?
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, I'll eat them on a burger or something, but I'm not just going to eat it raw.
Dude, I'm going to have the baddest tomato garden next year. It's going to be
Listen, I put my fall garden in. You know how many tomato plants I have?
100.
Like close to 20.
Please.
I didn't know I was really going to have that many. I was kind of worried about being short.
I hope they all put off and do
me
well.
too. There's 3 of them that have like nice sets of blooms already. So it's going to be rocking and rolling, man.
Did you buy like actual plants or did you seed?
No, those are all from
Suckers.
Or suckers, yeah. Those are all clones from my other plants.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did the Cherokee purple work?
I've got one that's for sure going to be good. The other 2 are a little bit spindly, but they're still green, and they've been in the garden for quite a while, so we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's cool, man.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
So after South Dakota.
South Dakota, then... So this is weird.
Mm-hmm.
This trip is never going to make the books until it happens. Because we want to go to Illinois in October. But it has to be on the right weather conditions.
Yeah.
We got to get that cold front to make it happen.
And there's a kind of a window that it has to happen in.
Yes.
Yep.
Kind of like the 15th on, right? Really preferably like the 18th on.
Yeah, yeah.
If we can get a cold front then, we're going to try to meet old Jake Hofer in Illinois and go do a little deer hunting. Jake says he's going to shoot a buck with his trad bow.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Let's see it, Jake.
Come on, Jake.
Come on, Jake. But there's a good chance.
He's also said that they've been super busy there at Exodus, and the business guys that I know that are always working aren't very good hunters.
Maybe
you got to be a bum a little bit.
Funny enough, we had a podcast with Jake here a while back, but we discussed his lineage. You see Jake, you think that Jake is a Native American, but he's got blue eyes. But otherwise, like dark complected, kind of like a Native American type nose, like you think. And he's like, nope, 0 Native American in my family. And they're like, what? So maybe he's not all the trad bow hunter he thinks he is.
That may be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe he is good, and we just
maybe he needs a musket instead.
Oh, maybe so, maybe so. Yeah. But either way, hopefully that gets to happen because Illinois is a cool place, and there's some giant bucks there. So it's going to kind of round out October. We've talked about so much hunting already.
I know,
and we haven't even got to the month.
I know.
We're chasing it.
Chasing it, bro.
November.
It's the best.
Tyler, what are we doing in November? Jack, what are we doing in November?
I think we're going to Kansas.
We are.
Probably. That's definitely
in Kansas. We've got some trip. We've got a big trip at the beginning of November where we'll end up in Kansas, I think, and then maybe there's going to be a lot of Texas stuff in November. We're not spending a lot of time in Texas until November, probably because it is tough in October.
Hot.
And so it's hot. And honestly, what we've realized, and K.C. and I both have properties now to hunt of our own, some small properties, but like we've noticed that in our area, pretty much the dead center of November is the time to be in the woods. It's the 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th. Those are like the days, man. And so probably in that span of dates right there, we're going to spend some time probably on public in Texas, probably at our places as well, depending on what's coming through, what's on the cameras and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Man, that's kind of be a weird thing. Last year I got kind of caught up hunting a decent buck on my property, and I think since I passed him kind of ignorantly earlier in the season, because y'all know the story if you listen.
He's going to be big.
He's going to be big, yeah. But like I kind of had a vendetta to kill that deer, and I hunted that place too hard for a while. I think like it really would be nice to treat your own property as like go have a fun hunt and shoot a nice buck if he comes out. You know what I mean? Not have too high expectations. That'd be nice for us to be able to do on our own properties, and then go out here on this public stuff where the giants live. Find one of them.
I think that we're just going to try to maximize our time in November there on Texas stuff, and not. I mean, we love hunting here. Like, we've had some really great memories here. I was talking to Jack about that earlier, actually, a little bit, and it's anytime we're able to shoot a buck in Texas on public, we're going to throw a party. But like, it's a tough thing to do, and we like shooting deer, and so we're going to just kind of wait till November for a lot of that stuff. And then, frankly, like after that mid-November, dude, our early November hunt in Kansas, we both should have killed last year. And so, like, I wouldn't be surprised if we both do. I wouldn't be surprised, really, if we both don't. But I think one of us is going to kill in early November.
Yeah, I think man, every season is like a path of mistakes that lead to the next season. And hopefully we can avoid that. I mean, we do have a pretty good plan for at least kind of tying up some loose ends up there, making sure that we don't do anything stupid. But in general, like, y'all know my mantra for the season pretty much is to, like, shoot deer close. And set yourself up for like 15, 20-yard shots, then you've got good opportunities. You set yourself up for a 40-yard shot when the wind's blowing 50 miles an hour and 42 yards is where the buck is. You don't really feel very good about it. You know what I mean? So it ain't a good situation. But man, I also don't want Kansas to be just one trip.
I know.
That'd be sad.
Yeah, no. And there will be reasons for us to go back up there, maybe even if we both were to tag out. But if we don't, let's talk about a little bit about what's going to happen if we do both tag out early November. We're going to hunt in Texas, obviously, in the middle of November. But then what about the end of November and December and that kind of thing?
Well,
we're kind of vague on what we might do there.
We are. We've done some Oklahoma map scouting in the Map Scout Challenge, so there'll be a couple of those coming out, and it's actually been kind of intriguing. It's an interesting state. They've got a decent-sized little rifle season at the end of November. You can go up there and gun hunt. That'd be kind of fun to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I love to shoot stuff with bows, but, like, dude, I kind of get the itch to just fling a little lead every once in a while.
Jack knows all about
Jack
that.
Jack does, dude. Jack, you shot that audit how far last year?
The 24-inch, it was like 380, 400 yards away on the run.
On the run? How fast do audit run?
I don't know.
Brian goes
not very fast.
Not very fast?
They can scale those mountains, though, real quick.
Oh, I know, dude. They, like, can go up in there and, like, find a cave and hide and, like, turn upside down. They're, like, crazy suckers. But
stand on the littlest rock on a ledge, and you're like,
Jack's all about that slinging lead. So, who knows? If things are looking good, we might get a chance for one of us to get behind the camera and have Jack do a little bit
Put Jack Summers in front.
Woo,
Hollywood.
Man.
That's what I'm going to call you from now on.
Dang.
Perfect.
Hollywood.
Dang, dude. That's cool.
It's better than saying Jack all the time and not knowing if we're talking about you or
it's using a southern expression.
Or using a southern expression.
Yeah. Summers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of what that time of year looks like. Also, Jack is a waterfowl guy, and that's really kind of getting into good waterfowl season, too. So
yeah, December, January,
Yeah.
Man.
He's been kind of talking about, like, wanting to do some of that, and I'm game.
You know what I've been thinking about a little bit?
What's that?
If I don't end up tagging out in Nebraska in early September,
Going back.
There's a chance.
I mean, you got a tag, right?
Yeah, I think
Might
so.
as well.
As far as I understand it.
Yeah.
So, and
we could do the same thing in South Dakota, too.
Yeah.
If you got a tag. It's for, our buddy Brian, day 6, he went up there. I don't think he ever got to go the first part of the year last year, and he ended up going up there in December and shot a mule deer in late December. Froze his little tail off.
Little tail. He just is a killer, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't realize. K.C. and I got to eat dinner with Brian the other day because he was in our state, so he thinks that he's close to us.
Very
You know what I
confused
mean?
with how the state of Texas works. He was like,
Brian's like, I'm in
Tyler. Isn't that kind of near Fort
I'm
Worth?
in Brownsville or something.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
We were like,
No, sir.
yeah, we can meet you here, you know, whatever. And he's like, okay.
Yeah, then he's like, oh, that's 45 minutes away, guys. Can we get closer? Like, no.
No, we can't.
You don't understand how
We
far
got
stuff is.
Drive an hour to
Maybe
get there.
when people look at, like, just, you take the map of Texas and just take and excerpt it from a map. And then you do the same thing with the state of Alabama. People pull them out to where they're the same size.
Yeah.
But actually, Alabama is like the Piney Woods. Yeah, that's how big it is. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
Texas is big.
It is, man.
That's what we're trying to
so,
say.
Brian, next time, know where we live.
That's right.
But we got to hang out with him, and he was telling us story after story. Like, yeah, I shot an elk there in '96, and I shot, this mule deer over here, and whatever. And we're like, dadgummit, dude.
I know, man.
So he's been and done, man, and we're gonna actually probably have him on a couple times this fall just to give some expertise, right?
That's right. He is an expert, man.
He
He's
is.
killed some stuff. He knows how to do it. Speaking of Oklahoma, we might end up hanging out with Brian in Oklahoma some
You think?
this year. I don't know.
Think he'll actually invite us?
Maybe. He
Man.
did, and then he kind of uninvited us,
Yeah,
too.
it's weird. He treats us kind of like stepchildren.
That's right.
But
Well, we've told him before, like, we don't need a dad, but the crazy uncle's all right, so maybe
Yeah.
that's what we get,
that's kind of what we are,
Yeah.
just nephews. It's like, yeah, y'all can come as long as my people aren't on
That's
there.
right. As long as it's, not on the weekends and,
Yeah.
there's not going to be big hunters coming in next week. No, I'm just kidding. But that's kind of like that November, December stuff. I mean, I don't know. December's kind of like a wrap-up type month, you know?
I think trying to fill tags that aren't
I
filled.
tell you this,
Kansas
man.
and that kind of thing, maybe.
I'd rather be in Kansas in December than Texas in December.
Mm-hmm.
It gets tough on public land around here in December, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, now I killed a deer like January 1st a couple years back, spike, but back to Scar, we had a pretty good encounter. Like, we had a good December
Man,
that year.
that was a weird year, though.
Yeah, it was our
Like,
first.
we haven't ever had a year like that, really.
No, it was our
since.
first year you and I did stuff together.
Yeah.
And I got married in November, which is a great decision. I love my wife. So December was kind of our month to hunt. We saw a lot of deer, man. And ever since then, December has been a struggle fest in
Yeah.
Texas.
That early, 10 to 12 days of December, there's still some stuff happening.
Yeah.
A lot of times, but after, I can remember, I think 2 years ago, actually, right here where we are, real close, we had a camera hanging, called it the pulpit. You remember that?
Yeah.
We had a good buck come through on December 12th, twice that day. And we were like, man, what are the chances you're sitting in a place like that on December 12th and it actually happens, But after about that, nothing happens on our cameras much in a lot of places. We've picked up teenager in December a few times, like last year we did and stuff. But all night time, it's like, how do we even find this deer in the daylight?
Buck betting Tyler.
That's right. But anyway, yeah, December's tough. I'm very apt to do some duck hunting. I'm hoping to put some tags on some deer and maybe an elk at that point.
Yeah.
And then January, same thing. And hopefully
a dove hunt this September.
a dove hunt. Yeah, we forgot to mention that. We're maybe going to try to do something like that if we can pull something like that off. And I know September's going to be very busy. And that wedding that I've got is going to be so cool.
What's with the weddings?
I
I got a wedding in October.
Yeah,
You got a wedding in
mine's
November.
work.
Yeah.
So it's you
Oh,
might
you've
actually
only
have fun.
just begun, sir.
Yeah,
Like, your 20s is nothing but being a groomsman. That's what you
just
do.
make sure. And then the thing is, everybody these days are wanting to get married in October and November. And you better be telling your friends, listen, I will not be there
That's right.
if it's in November for sure.
Gummit, peoples.
So I turned down so many weddings in November. I'm like, I'm busy. Sorry.
Just tell them you'll edit it. So get somebody else to film it, I'll edit.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
I have to edit somebody's mistakes the whole time.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, so that kind of is the outline of our season. And season, right? You got the shirt.
Hashtag SZN, y'all.
We actually are going to create a new hashtag that's called Susan.
That's right.
So y'all start using that. It's capital S, lowercase U, capital Z N.
Yeah. That's the name of our decoy, Susan.
Susan. That's right. The elk decoy. We're taking that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
After talking to
is it
Steve,
September?
dude. You know
Dude,
what I mean?
you watch some of the Elk Camp TV stuff. He's behind that Montana decoy the whole time.
It's interesting.
Yeah, we got a heads up. The little Susan decoy you can attach to your bow. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
We'll see if it works.
We will.
But it's going to be a wild ride, pretty much from here on out. Jack, I was supposed to say that at the end of the question. I'm sorry. What are you most looking forward to about this fall, Jack?
It doesn't matter which side you say it on. No.
Summers?
There you go, Hollywood.
What are you most looking forward to about this fall, Summers?
I'm pretty excited to go to South Dakota.
Are you?
Me
I mean,
too.
obviously, Colorado.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen elk before, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of excited to get close.
Wait till when
Up
spring's
close
at
and
you.
personal.
Yeah.
I hope we get close. 2017 makes me not think we might get close.
We'll get there.
I'm excited for the whole season, honestly.
Good.
Me too, man.
That's
Me
cool.
too.
I've
I'm
only deer
stoked.
hunted in Texas, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
it's gonna be fun, dude.
a little different type of hunting. But
Yeah, we're gonna try to get Jack in front of the camera a few times if we can find some rifle tags. They're a little bit harder to come by sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, especially when you're not in Texas. Texas is a big old rifle season, but other places not so much.
right. Yeah. So, what about for you, KC? What are you looking most forward to?
That's a good question. Man, I hate to say it, but I don't hate to say it. Probably Kansas. It's just so good. I
fun.
love it. I mean, South Dakota's going to be awesome going to a new place, and I don't have like the weight of like trying to kill a certain size buck or whatever, but like, man, Kansas is awesome.
It's just a good time, you
It
know.
is, dude.
Like we hadn't even killed that many deer out there hunting together, but
No.
like it's because it's not easy, but you can see for a while, and you can see bucks, and then you can pursue them.
And there's big ones.
And there's the good ones. And there's duplex cookies. You know what I mean? And there's
Yes.
fun times, and there's fun people, and it's a good time. So
Yeah.
I hear you on that, but I am very excited about South Dakota as well.
Yeah.
I feel that we're going to come home with 2 deer for sure. Whether they're because we get doe tags, right? Didn't we get doe tags?
No,
Or
you got to
can buy
buy
them
one
extra.
if we
That's
want
right.
to. But I think it's an any deer tag. I think we can shoot a doe
Right.
if we want to. So
Yeah. So
I mean, I ain't above it.
no, I mean
Shoot.
you get down to the last day or two,
Yeah, you know,
man.
it's
It's
like
like
day 4 or 5 and doe walks
it's
at
like
20
it's
yards.
been tough, man. I'm just gonna fling this thing right here.
Yeah, buddy.
So anyway, that's kind of. I think I'm kind of excited about that too.
Summers, who's
New
killing
country.
first in South Dakota?
who wants to?
Oh, me. I want to go first.
Yeah, you got it, dude.
All right.
Let's make it happen.
I think
Tyler
I'd
gets
rather go
first shot,
second.
No, not in Texas. I'll take Colorado.
Yeah, that's true. You do get first shot call. You get first call in. After that, it's on.
If I don't make it happen, if I don't
Because
get
I
to
got to do all
shoot,
the calling anyways. Because Tyler won't learn how to. His Mr. Instrument over here won't learn how to blow a mouth call. So
Don't
I
you got
tried.
a voice on you?
yeah, just don't even use the call. Just whistle them in, man.
I can duck call pretty good, but the elk thing is a little bit different. I
So
haven't practiced it very much.
We're gonna get you a
That call that
open
you gave me
reed.
last year was I don't know, it might not have been suited to my mouth or something. Because
Yeah.
I tried and I very much struggled through that.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I can blow a turkey diaphragm and that
Yeah, it's a
kind of
different
thing. So,
thing because turkey diaphragm you're kind of like constantly moving your tongue,
Mm-hmm.
whereas an elk diaphragm you kind of hold your tongue in one place for a lot of that and just kind of adjust the pressure.
Yeah.
So it's a different deal, but we'll get you we're about to actually order some open reeds from. We keep
Steve.
talking about Steve Chappell, but the dude's legit. You know, we had him on the Elk podcast, and he makes some good calls or helps make some good calls with Rocky Mountain. So
Yeah.
probably gonna get a couple of those. He ain't paying us for that, so we just like him. So we're
Good
gonna say
dude,
it.
man.
Yeah. Oh gosh, I like good people.
Me too, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of the season outlook. That is Jack Summers' introduction to everybody as well.
Hey,
and
is the hog hunt in the season?
it wasn't in the season playlist, I don't think, last year.
Oh man,
Should have been.
hogs are second class.
It's
citizens.
outside of the season. I mean,
Yeah.
technically,
It's always hog
It's
season.
an off season, but
Is
the
turkey
hog
season?
hunt
Is that part of the season?
I guess
at
it's
some
its
point
own season.
It's off season.
Dude,
It's-
Jack might be our turkey content provider. He
Might
freaking
be.
loves it, man.
He is it.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, you turkey hunt every year.
Try
Pretty much.
to.
Yeah, pretty much every spring.
I didn't get to this past spring.
Yeah.
But
He's girlfriend
COVID.
up.
I was girlfriend up.
Dang, dude, you better get rid of them girls, man.
It's all right, dude. The good thing about living the life we live is that it's good for married men because where we go, they ain't no women. So, Jack, I'm sorry. It's good for us because we got girls at home. And they ain't got nothing to be jealous of because it's just us and old whitetail doe out there. And, But for a single man, it could get kind of rough.
Yeah.
See why some of our other friends in the industry are still single. Well, I don't meet anybody.
That's right.
So,
man.
yeah,
Find them young.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows, dude? Maybe you'll be running around with us and meet a farmer's daughter somewhere and marry into like a couple thousand acres.
How sweet would that be?
That would be. Actually, we'll try to set you up.
We will
for
try
sure.
to set you up. Yep.
I guess since everybody's wondering, are you officially single right now, or what's the deal?
I'm officially single. Right
Officially single,
Dang.
ladies. Jack Summers is single at the moment.
Man.
Yeah.
So if you're listening, as a lady,
he still has a full head of hair too.
yeah, and it's kind of it's going somewhere, right? It's going backwards, right?
It's going long.
It's going long.
I like
backwards.
it, dude.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's a mullet.
It is a mullet.
Yeah.
So and that's trendy, girls. If you're listening, the mullet
They
is
love
in.
it.
Yeah, they love it.
They
so,
do, man.
So yeah, like I mean, I can't think of a better reason for you to send us a message on Instagram. Is that Jack Summers guy? Can y'all give me his number?
We'll send them right on to Jack Summers.
Yeah, we'll be posting some pictures on our social and stuff. And not for that reason, but to show y'all some ads and stuff like that. You know, some of the cool stuff that Jack's done over the years. We'll probably do like a Jack Summers week here in a couple weeks or whatever. So it'll be our wrap up of the summer.
That's right,
Summer
dude.
season.
Summer's in.
So, summer's in. That's it.
Yep.
Yeah. So anyway, anything else we were going to discuss? Or are we kind of ready to go? I guess go home.
Oh
pretty
my
much.
goodness, I'm ready to go nap.
Yeah.
Feels good to be in some air conditioning. It still is 99 out. Like it hasn't
That's
changed.
good.
99 in the
That's good.
shade. So
Yeah.
it's definitely sweltering out there right now. I'm glad we're done, quite honestly.
Me too.
For the day. at
We're
least.
done in Texas until like November.
Pretty much. I mean, we're going to pull little cams. I need to put up a cam on my own property. Mm-hmm. That's a different deal completely than how it works out here.
Yeah.
You know, you go buy the gold nuggets and pour them out and put a camera on it and see what comes in, you know. So, but yeah, otherwise, let's just
Let's go hunt.
push. Yeah, let's push on through. Push on through to like 1 month from now. What's today's date?
KC has we had these weird, it's like a inside language, you know, or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll tell you about that.
He's in on it. He's in on it.
Yeah, you're getting in on it for sure.
What's funny is like our northern brethren, that's a phrase they use a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, I go hunt out there.
They love long O's, don't they?
In 1 month from today,
Ooh.
when we're recording this at least, 1 month from today, we will be not
to
sleeping because we leave the next day.
Oh.
So we will be not sleeping because we're so excited.
And we'll already have one deer down, velvet.
Ooh, baby.
What do you do with the velvet antlers? You just strip them down?
Eat them.
Eat them? That's right. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
You do. It's like
That velvet's-
testosterone or something.
Yeah, dude. That's what you're going to need for Colorado.
Dude,
What if you-
I'll be carrying y'all up and down the mountain.
I love
It's
it.
this velvet, I promise.
Yes, yeah, that's it, man. So, y'all get stoked, man. 1 month from today, we're going to be pretty much heading to Colorado.
Several weeks ago, I was ragging on some people for saying it's almost here, you know, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like, no, it's July. It's not really almost here, unless you're a sheep hunter, you know.
Yeah.
But it's kind of getting close now.
Oh, yeah, man.
Yep.
I mean, we're mid-August.
Yep.
It's people are thinking about deer hunting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if Jack and I go to Nebraska, it's happening here soon.
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, from the time we're recording this, from the time you guys are listening, like we're going.
Oh,
pretty much.
man.
You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
So
I'm excited. Exciting stuff, dude.
Anyway.
Well, cool. If you're new to us, if you're a new listener or whatever, we appreciate you being here. Be sure and subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review if you want to. 5 stars only. It's the only ones we accept. So do that. And go check out our YouTube channel as well. We got
subscribe there. You'll be able
Yeah.
to see the season.
We got a lot of good stuff. Like a lot of stuff we talked about today is on there. So check that stuff out. Let us know what you think. But all in all, if you're new, because we see the numbers, there's quite a few new folks running around listening. Thank y'all for being here. Hope you enjoy stuff. And get ready, because it's going to be a wild ride this fall.
Man, I can't wait.
All fall with Summers, baby. Woo!
Ooh, man, we're going to have to rebrand.
Oh.
Guys, appreciate it, like KC said, and remember, this is your element.
Living it.
Hey guys, turkey season is in full swing right now, and if you are planning on getting after it, make sure to pick up some Meat Eater Phelps turkey calls to stuff into the old turkey vest or into your fanny pack right now. I carry a few different things. I like to use mouth calls, and I like to use pot calls. Mouth calls or diaphragms, I like them because it gives you hand-free calling, meaning when you're working a bird up close, you can have your gun on your knee, finger on the trigger, ready to roll, and still be making turkey sounds. I like pot calls because I just like pot calls. I enjoy calling with a pot call. Whatever direction you go, including a box call, which I don't personally use too much, but they're fun and great, and I started out with them. Yanni, on the other hand, one of my main turkey hunting buddies, he loves box calls. And what's funny is I'll now and then look to him and give him the look that means get out your box call and find us a turkey. So it's not that I don't like them. I just have Yanni use his. Then I don't have to carry it. Go to Phelps Game Calls. Get calls that are made in the USA and get calls that'll get them close. Find yours at phelpsgamecalls.com today.